YouTube's Willful Development. This is my 298th weekly update. Getting close to that 300 mark. It's a lot of weeks, man. It's what, 52 weeks in a year, so 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Coming up on 4 years doing this. Feels like yesterday. Regardless, gonna attempt to make this a relatively quick one. Going to say first and foremost, I discussed last week a little bit about the stone video and the experiment video coming out. I'll talk more about those next week. I did not have the opportunity to work on the experiment video at all last week. It was not weather permitting, unfortunately, and then I had some extra sort of rush stone orders to get to, so that's where we are with that right now. Then the stone video is just basically left up to editing and maybe some reshoots of footage if need be. So gonna work on that as time goes on. No 2 video this week. Things at the gym have been super busy and super crazy, and it's one of those things I just haven't had the opportunity to grab somebody to film anything. On top of the fact that, honestly, nothing too crazy has been going on, nothing extraordinarily noteworthy, so... Well, you know, I say that things are progressing well, and I'll discuss those now. Starting with Monday. Monday is lower body, so deadlifts and forms of squats. Been working back squats back into my routine just a little bit, working on narrowing my stance more, and increasing my ankle mobility as we go along to try to gain the ability to back squat without tons of pain in the hip and back on my left side. So far it's been a hit and miss would be the best phrase for it, honestly. But Zercher squats still don't hurt me, so those are the bread and butter of the squatting right now. Now Monday I did also do some leg pressing, which doesn't hurt my hip or back any either, so it's a good way to maintain the leg strength there at least. And then the sort of back strength maintenance is being made up for with the deadlifts, obviously. So worked up to like sets of 3 with 205 on back squats, and that was beltless on Monday. And then Zerchers did sets of 4 with, I think, also 205. No, I'm sorry. It was 185 for sets of 4 there, also beltless. That really blows up the core and the upper back, let me tell you. And then on Monday for deadlifts, I did 2 sets of 2 with 365 and then pulled my single at 390. Tuesday for pressing, I did 3 sets of 3 at 160 strict, and then finished it up with my 160 push, or sorry, 190 push, and those have been feeling a lot better. 190 is definitely my new base for push press. I've been able to hit that anytime I want to hit it, so it's a good thing. Wednesday off, Porter Stone. Thursday was squats again, worked up to actually sets of 3 at 225. Did throw on the belt and did feel a little bit of discomfort and a little bit of pain on a few of those reps. Just working slowly into it. I'll just back that off again next week and just work the Zerchers a little more. Did work up to, I did 5 singles at 205 with Zerchers, which is actually a PR, especially from the floor. Before, when I was doing Zerchers, I would do them out of a rack, and for the time being, I've been pulling them off the floor, putting them in the lap, and then starting from the bottom, which I believe is a great way to do that particular movement, just because it eliminates a little bit of the stretch reflex you'll get while doing squats. You're really starting from a much more of a dead stop when you do it that way. And resting at the bottom also gives you an opportunity to sort of put the bar on your knees, and you can work that ankle flexibility a little bit more under load, which, in my opinion, has helped my flexibility a lot more than, say, just static stretching without loads. So maybe something to think about. And then tonight, and then I did I did 2 sets of 3 at 365. and then pulled my 390 for the single on deadlifts. And then next week, excuse me, next week the plan on deadlifts is probably something like Monday I'll do like 4 sets of 2 at 370, just bump it up to that little 5 pounds, and then I'll drop back down to 365 and do that for sets of 4 on Thursday, and then just pull my 390. I've got about another week of the 390, and then I'll make 395 or 400 my new base for that. It's kind of just what I'm doing with all the different exercises, just finding a weight that's like, okay, I can only do 1 or 2 of this, okay, and then do that. Oh, you know what I did on pressing tonight, though? I did an every minute on the minute for 10 minutes, so 10 total reps of 165 with strict pressing. I don't know what I just said I did earlier, but that was a lie, or I was mistaken. It was definitely that is what I did tonight, and it was rough. And when I got to rep 7, I actually did wait 2 minutes, and then I went back to every minute, because on rep 7, I literally started it, and it got right here, and it stopped, and I was just kind of let it lean back a little more, and then I was able to kind of just power through it and actually get it. But it was like, all right, let me just take an extra minute on this particular one. You know, it won't affect the stimulation too much. And then once I took that extra 2 minutes, I was able to do the other 3 reps every minute. And so that was good. So next week I'll do the 165 for doubles, probably 2 sets of 2, that kind of thing, for strict. And I'll probably do the hold overhead. I'll put that back in. Just incremental, slow progress over time, but nothing approaching max. Because even with the 165s for the singles, I probably could have done those for doubles if I wasn't doing it every minute on the minute. But doing 10 total reps at that weight, you know, will stimulate in a certain way. You know, the volume of that particular weight is going to go up. So that's what I'm aiming at there. So I'll do them for doubles next week, probably on Tuesday. Just do the 165s for doubles. And I'll probably just do like 2 to 4 sets. We'll see how the day of. And yes, it's less volume, but because I'm doing 2 reps instead of 1, the stimulation is going to be different. You know, it's that kind of thing. You know, it's all just incremental, slow increases. And I believe I have 1 more week on the 190 before I bump that up to 195. We'll see. I mean, because tonight that 190, it shot up real easy, but it felt heavy in the hands. And a lot of times it hasn't felt heavy in the hands. So we'll see what happens on Tuesday. I may bump it up to 195, and we'll see what happens there. Just slowly increasing that weight up and up, and never losing that base. You know, never losing the ability to do like 135 for, you know, 8 or 10 strict without a belt is where I would like to be. And I'm staying there, and the numbers are still slowly moving up. And well, that's about it. So I hope your training's going well. And don't discount putting a little extra, you know, tricking the volume just a little bit. There's nothing wrong with it every minute on the minute. And just be consistent. That's the most important thing. And if you're not, then what's your excuse?